Welcome everybody. We don't have our normal setup, so I can't give y'all our intro video like I normally do. We like to, rock out real quick for the intro. But just to let you guys know, we do have our AHA retreat coming up in September. Shells, that's September 21st to the 23rd.
Mm. The September
20th.
20th
20th.
through the 23rd.
The 20th to the 23rd. Hey, I was close.
You were
So
close.
You were
so
very close.
hey. But yeah, that's coming up. Registration is still available. We're doing a virtual retreat this year. So while I got y'all's ear, I want to let y'all know that that is still happening. We're putting together the retreat boxes and things like that. So it's going to be incredible. It's going to be very different from the retreats we've done in the past, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So I just want to make sure you guys are aware while I got you here. But today we are going to be talking about something very, very exciting. For those of you who have been listening to me, I've been hinting at it for probably about 2 months now, maybe more. I was going to unveil this with our last challenge, but I decided to involve the coaches to get a little bit more feedback. But essentially, I've been testing a new technology that I think is going to revolutionize how we heal and how quickly we're able to heal. So we're going to become more efficient and we're going to get more out of what we do. So I'm very excited. Now, some of you all may have heard I did a story probably about 2 years ago. I did a fast. It was probably about, I think, a 10-day fast. And I came off of the fast and I gave myself about 5 days where I wasn't, where I was eating well and everything like that. But on day 6 or 7, I can't remember, I decided to try this new vegan meat. And as we know, the vegan meats are very highly processed. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like I like trying the different vegan meats to see if I find one that I like or, the ingredients or whatever. And my body did not like that. It did not like that at all. I spent the next 27 hours in excruciating pain. And when I say excruciating pain, I'm talking probably level 7 pain. Like it's the most pain I've ever experienced in my life, especially for that duration. I couldn't even sleep because it was so painful. And as you guys know, I've got a ton of different therapies that I use, so I'm trying everything under the sun. Nothing is working. But for those who saw my interview when I talked about this, I finally thought, oh, get your scalar wave device, your light therapy device, and try that. And that device ended up ending my pain in moments. Literally 27 hours of pain ended in moments using a light therapy device. And so that was my first introduction to the power of light therapy. Um, and today we're going to be reintroducing you all to light therapy because we have been testing a product called lifewave, which is a light therapy wellness patch. And we have been seeing incredible results. Just the coaching team, and the few people that we've been able to introduce it to in the past couple of months. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I want to kind of bring up Sierra, who's a senior director with LifeWave, a brand partner. And I want to bring her up and give her an opportunity to just kind of share a little bit about the product, the company, so you guys have a good overall view of what's going on. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the testimonials, the things that we've experienced. And then we're going to talk about how you guys can benefit from this too. So, Sierra, do you have the ability to share?
Let me check. I should. Hello, everyone. Can everybody hear me first?
Yes.
Yep,
Okay.
we can.
Yes.
I've got slides share. Okay, can we see this?
Yes.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. Full screen mode. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sierra Addy. I got introduced to LifeWave actually through my mother. I think it's important that I share her story through this. So my mother's name is Onyx Cole, and she has done a network marketing company in the past, what this industry can do for people as a young person. And now I'm an adult and I got this opportunity again. So she sold that business and retired for like 8 years. She sold it for multiple millions of dollars. I think it was like 7 figures something. and retired. So she's been sitting in retirement for a little while, and her girlfriend called her about this product. And my mom looked at it and she said, this is a 10 out of 10. So I wanted to bring you through why it is a 10 out of 10. So this is what the product looks like. It's a little sticker, and all it is it's this light therapy, this photobiomodulation science that we've talked about. And what it does is it activates the dormant stem cells that are in your body. So I should be able to switch screens. Yes. So it's a stem cell activation patch. So we know by the time you're 25, your stem cells start to decline. That's why when you're 15 and you break your arm, you heal much quicker than if you break your arm at 45. It's because your stem cells are losing their oomph. So what this patch does is it's going to reactivate what is already not working as well as it could to help set your body into a place to heal itself. So the patch does not do the healing. Your body is doing the healing by wearing the patch, by using the science of this light frequency. So we're familiar with this. You know, I grew up, my mom has a red light bed in our house. So we already love this science and we've used it a lot. So when we found it in this form that didn't cost thousands of dollars, it was life-changing. So with the product, definitely sparked interest. And now when we talk about the company, that's also incredibly important as well. So there's a few things that are really, really unique about LifeWave itself. One being that it's a 19-year-old company, which means it's already gone through all of the growing pains. It's experienced any of the kind of hardships. Like, I don't know if any of you have started businesses. There's things that take a moment to figure out all the kinks in it. They figured it out a long time ago. And since then, it's just been stable and growing. So there's been all these other products that are similar to this patch, different, but similar, that have been introduced over the last 19 years. Now, X39, which is what this one is called, was introduced in 2019. So in 2019, which is also the year that my mother and I joined, in 2019, the company was doing about $20 million in sales annually. And now, because of this product, it's doing $320 million in sales. That's like an insane trajectory to go up. And that's exactly what you look for in a kind of company like this. And it has so much more potential to do so much more. And it's already prepared to. The CEO has already prepared for this. So that is really, really incredible. And because it's a 19-year-old company, it's already open in 75 countries. So if you have an uncle in Spain that wants to work with this product and share it around with his community, you already can. It's already open in 75 countries. So that also is really, really attractive. You don't have to wait a couple of years for things to open. So again, another check while we're looking at this company and this product. And also, David Schmidt is the CEO, but he's also the inventor. And something that's really unique about having somebody who is the inventor and the CEO is that the quality of the product is never going to diminish. It's not like you have a bunch of doctors on, payroll and they're building something and then you want to get to the bottom. No, it's never going to be depleted. And this is basically, he spent his entire adult life working on this product. So it's incredible. And he's really incredible. If you ever get the opportunity to listen to him speak, it's all incredible again. But part of it is he's got patents. So 130 patents are on this product. And that means nobody else can replicate it. So now we've got something that's small, that works, that is easy to share, and nobody else can replicate it. So we talk about sometimes there's these things called like Me Too products. In the sense we say Me Too because like other companies would have, essential oils, or they would have like CBD products, and those can be replicated. There's lots of competition for things like that. Something like this, patented, affordable stem cells. Nobody else, you don't get this kind of no competition. Like even if you open a restaurant, you're gonna have competition. It's almost impossible not to have competition, and then to not have competition in something that is so incredible, winner. So all those things boil down to a 10 out of 10 opportunity. And now if we look more into the product itself, it's really, really great. So the way that the science works with the photobiomodulation, it's light therapy. So the easiest thing for me that helps me remember is when you stand out in the sun and the sun puts a light frequency onto your skin, it tells your body to make vitamin D. So this is the same theory. So it's using the infrared light that your body automatically emits, and it's reflecting it back into your body with a light frequency. And that's going to activate your GHK copper peptide, which activates your stem cells. And stem cells can be anything. They can be part of your vascular system. They can be part of your skeletal system. They can go wherever is needed. So, people ask me all the time, they're like, what is it going to help with this? And is it going to help with that? And is it going to help with this? And here's the thing, it can help with everything, because all it's doing is putting your body in a state to heal itself. Now, your body is going to have different ailments than my body has, than your parents are going to have, than your brother is going to have. Everybody's going to have something different, and it's going to work on something first at different times. So these are just a couple of the examples from the clinical studies of things that we know automatically. So rapid pain relief. This one has been really incredible to watch firsthand over the past few years. Like literally, I have put a patch on somebody who could barely walk, and 20 minutes later, they come back and they're like, holy cow, what is that? Because the pain immediately gone from their knee, because the inflammation was reduced, because that's the stem cells going to work to reduce that inflammation and to support your body's healing process. So all of that, incredible. And not everything you're going to feel is going to be immediate. We call these people one patch wonders. For me, it worked a lot in my brain and in my head. I had a lot of anxiety, and it took a few weeks. It took like 3 or 4 weeks. And all of a sudden I was like, wow, I'm not anxious anymore. And the mental clarity to be able to remember your to-do lists and all of that stuff, that's coming because your brain is healing itself. And you're getting better, and your PTSD and all of these things, they're reducing. So that's really incredible. And one of it's not on this list, but the dreams are actually insane, because your body is in a state of healing. So you're going to get that REM sleep. Literally last night, I had a dream that my aunt had a garden and gave me these beautiful, juicy strawberries. And this morning I had to text her. I was like, you were in my dream last night. Almost every day, I have incredibly vivid dreams like that because of wearing this product, and because my body is in such a repair and rejuvenate state at that time. So,
Hey, real quick, I hate to interrupt. Are we switching slides or no? Because we're still on the same slide.
you're still on the same slide?
Mm-hmm.
How? I have been switching slides. Let me do the screen share again. Thank you for interrupting me.
No problem.
Okay, do you
There
see
we go.
the slide?
Yes.
But do you see that slide if I switch them?
Yes, now we do.
But then, so I just wanted to go back to a couple so that you guys got to see them again. So
I thought you was doing it off the top of the head. I said, she's good.
I can. I know this stuff like the back of my hand, but the slides help keep it in order, Okay, so this one was the stem cell activation. When you're 30, you're losing your stem cells. By you're 60, they almost never work, which is why you don't heal from your broken arm like you do when you're 60 from when you were 15. So that was this one. Do you see this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This one, 19-year-old company. We used to go 20 million annually to now 320 million annually. I got that one. This is David Schmidt. He's the CEO, the inventor. He's got all of his patents. So that's that one. That's another patent slide. Okay, so this was the one I was just talking about, some of the benefits. I didn't say all of them, so it's good to see this slide. So the reduced inflammation, the support wound healing, the energy, the vitality, faster recovery from exercise. This one's really cool because people who haven't worked out before, maybe in I don't know, a year or something, and they do a big workout and they're expecting to be sore for days, they won't be. Their body will just recover very quickly because of wearing this product. So that one's really cool. And the improved skin appearance comes from the stem cells working on your collagen. So it'll help grow your hair and your nails and your eyelashes and all the fun stuff that we always love. We love the improved skin appearance. And And then yes, the holy grail of anti-aging is the GHK copper peptide. If you're not familiar with this, I would probably Google it. It is incredible. And this is what we're activating, which is activating the stem cells within our body. So GHK copper peptide, holy grail of anti-aging. And how we wear the X39. So it's a little sticker like this that I've shown, and it's got like this paper on the back that you would just remove and you'd stick it onto your body. So when corporate has done their studies, they can't make all these variables change every time. So they pick 2 spots, which is what you see it on the back of your neck, up at the top of your spine, or right below your belly button. But the truth is, it's going to work systemically, so you can put it anywhere you want. So I have mine on my lower back today. It's just where I felt like putting it. If you've got a hurt knee or an elbow or something, people like to put it right on their point of pain. So you're welcome to do that. The key is you wear it for 12 hours at a time, and then you take it off and you throw it away, and you wait 12 hours until you put a new one on. So I was talking about I'm sleeping at night and I'm repairing and I'm rejuvenating. That's my rest period. So I like to wear mine during the day, and I put my sleeve. This is the 30-day supply. It comes in, we call this a sleeve. So I put this right next to my toothbrush. And when I brush my teeth in the morning, I put one on. And when I brush my teeth at night, I take it off and I throw it away, and I wait until the next morning until I put a new one on. You can wear multiple. Like if you've got a knee and an elbow pain, you can put one on each. The key is you need these 12 hours off to repair and restore. So wear them at the same time, take them off and throw them away, and wait 12 hours before putting on a new one. And of course, drink lots of water. We are all dehydrated. We all need more water. So continue to drink more water, because it's going to help your body as it's doing this healing process. So everything that I've just mentioned there is on this website. So our team built this because it is a 19-year-old company. There are other products, and while they are beautiful products, they are not the X39. The X39 is consistently over 80% of sales every single month. So we created this website, startx39.com. You can take a deep dive into the science. If you are a science person, everything is there. The clinical studies, all of the papers and the reports, all of that's there. There's some videos of David Schmidt speaking about the product. Or if you like the 3-minute videos to just watch and share, those are there too. So we put this together, and actually I have it translated in like 90 something languages. So we're open in 75 countries, and we have it available in 90 plus languages, all of the material. So that is really great. And then from here, I was going to say this would be a good time to maybe talk about some of the testimonials that the few who have been wearing it have already experienced. If now sounds like a good time.
Yep, that will work. Actually, before we do that, real quick, we had a question in the chat that I just wanted to highlight.
Okay.
The question is, once you're finished with the box, so I guess a 30-day sleeve, do the benefits continue or do they stop?
I think of it like vitamins. So you're not going to stop, but your body is going to go back to that state of the stem cells not working as well. So, you know, it's similar to a vitamin. You're not going to regress, but you're not going to continue strengthening your body. So I've worn it for 4 years. I don't plan on ever stopping wearing it, but you can. You're not going to explode. It's okay.
Right. And you know, it's actually the same principle when we think about fasting. I used to get this question a lot about fasting. We teach fasting for weight loss. So people will be like, well, once I stop fasting, aren't I just going to gain all the weight back? And it's like, well, it depends. Are you going to support your lifestyle to maintain the weight, or are you going to go back to your old habits? So if you're doing this work, you know, you're using the patches, you're increasing the stem cell production, and you're getting the benefit from it, but you're not changing your lifestyle, and then you go back to that same lifestyle and you're not using the patch, you're going to go back that same direction, because it's not magic. That's just the way the body works. That's, you know, so we always have to couple what we do, any therapy, with lifestyle change to help support it.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. You have something?
I was just going to say, some people also ask about how long will it seize or something. It's taken 60 years for you to get to this place of repetitive negative direction. It's not going to change overnight into turning it back the other way. It's going to be gradual and consistent, and to revert that as well. So something to keep in mind if you're thinking about an ailment that you've had for a really long time. It's not going to go away overnight, you know.
Right. And that's actually part of what we've been learning, just testing it, is people, as Sierra, as you mentioned earlier, people respond to the patches differently. So, I've noticed that people with extreme inflammation, they're more likely to have that one patch wonder
Yeah.
where,
Yeah.
because it's instantly killing that inflammation and all of the pain and discomfort that comes along with that inflammation. You just see that instant result. But just like with antibiotics, right? If you get a antibiotic from the doctor, he's going to tell you, hey, even though the symptoms go away, keep using them. It's like it's the same in every industry with everything we talk about, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start and talk about my experience with the patches, and my experience, I would say, is significant just simply because I detox on a regular basis. I fast on a regular basis. I drink water. I have my water in a copper cup. Like, you know, I do the wellness thing. Like I walk the walk. So when I try a lot of products and things, they typically have a minimal effect, if if I can notice anything. Anytime I use a technology or a supplement or whatever, and I notice something like I'm like, oh, that's obvious, I know it's going to help you guys a lot. So the first thing that I noticed is, you guys know I've been working a lot. I'm not getting as much sleep, but I'm getting way more restful sleep now since I've been using the patches. That was the first thing that I noticed. And Sierra, I think you had mentioned that, the dreams are more vivid and rich. You guys know, if you've been following me, you've probably heard me talk about how water fasting and just hydrating and eating well has enriched my dreams, right? Like I have very vivid dreams. When I got on the patch, they became more rich. Like I didn't even think that that was a thing. Not only are they more rich, but I remember them really well, even after, the day has gone on. Whereas, sometimes you'll have a dream, you had a dream, but you don't really remember it. I remember my dream from last night. It was weird. There was like a condemned building people were living in. There was 5,000 people living in the building. Why do I know all these details? The dream is just super vivid. Like it wasn't a bad dream. It was just weird. Anyway, so that's important because when you get into the REM state of sleep, that's when your body is healing, restoring. That's when you're getting the benefit of all the work that you're putting in. So it's important that you are getting REM sleep. And I think John is going to talk more about this later, based on his experience. I also noted elevated mood. So I can become very drained. Just I work too hard, right? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I work too hard. I'm building. Hey, I'm working for y'all. I'm working for me too, but I work too hard. I do. So my mood, my vibration is oftentimes much lower than what it really should be. So I noticed that without changing anything else, my mood elevated. I also noticed more energy because I was getting more restful sleep. So I did have, better energy. So, I mean, that's important across the board. And then lastly, I noticed better focus. I noticed that I was doing things that I've been putting off, just organizing my time a little bit better. Oh, and also I forgot, my skin. uh Y'all know, you guys have always been complimenting on me on my skin, especially once I started fasting and drinking the water. You look at my earlier videos, you guys know that my skin has improved greatly since then. But even that, like, what I would notice is when I'm more stressed out, or when I'm not eating, like if I'm not cooking from home, like if I'm eating out more, even though my body has a high resistance, if I overdo it, I still will notice it. I've talked about this on some of my videos. I'll notice pimples, I'll notice little stuff. I have noticed since I've been using the patches that even with the additional stress on my body, the pimples and stuff I normally would get, even if they only last for a day, I'm not getting them at all. So my skin has improved. And I was just talking to Steven. If you guys have seen recent pictures of Steven, his skin has improved a lot as well. So that was what I noticed. I'm going to kick the ball to John and let him talk about his experience. And I'm gonna make sure Siobhan's in here because I want you guys to hear what she experienced as well.
Wait, you sure you want me to go next? You don't want me to go last?
Oh, John wants, okay. John wants
I'm just,
to be,
you know,
nope,
I'm just,
nope, nope. You want to go last? Okay, so now you guys have to wait because John has had the most incredible experience. So now you got to wait because John's going to talk about his last. Shell, are you ready to talk about what you experienced?
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, most of you all know that I recently had a baby, so team no sleep over here. When I started using the patches, I got much more restful sleep. Just like Chris mentioned, I think across the board, if I'm not mistaken, we've all experienced restful sleep. It's like we get very little sleep anyway for the work that we do and the energy that we put out, but starting to use the patches and I still get very little sleep, but the sleep that I get, it's restful. I feel like I can get up and I can move. Sometimes when the baby's waking up multiple times to nurse, that earlier morning, maybe about anywhere between 5 and 7 a.m. when I typically don't get up to move around because I'm just so exhausted, I'll just stay up and I'll do things and get some work done, which is not common. So that was the number one thing that stood out for me. I also noticed at the very beginning of using the patches that my skin started kind of glowing, and it was doing some things. I'm noticing now a few detox symptoms as far as this is just something that's common for me, but even like I can feel it, but you can't really see it. It's still like my skin still looks dewy and it glows, but I can tell that I'm detoxing, which is what's amazing with the patches too. It just makes sure you're hydrated while you're using them. So those are the two main things that have stood out for me while using the patches. Amazing rest when I sleep. I still don't get as many hours, but when I sleep, I rest well, and my skin is glowing and it's very dewy. So mine is short, sweet to the point.
What's
But
that
it's
mean? What's that mean?
I'm just saying, John, you know,
Oh,
he got us all hyped up. We ready for the
okay.
big
Okay.
the bang. But no, I'm
I
just
thought
kidding.
I thought
I'm
you
not gonna
I thought you were saying I took too long. Okay.
no. I mean, okay, I'm not saying that, but that's all I
All
got.
right. Well, we can see the dew on your forehead right now, so we know you telling the truth. What?
That seems a little
What?
shady.
There's no
That's
shade.
from
I'm
the
saying it
lighting
looks
in here,
dewy.
but I'll take
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
Okay. Jasmine, are you able to unmute and everything?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Jasmine got on the train just a little bit later than the rest of us, so she hasn't had as long to experience it. But yeah, tell us what you've experienced.
Yeah, so today is day 12 for me, and I've really been cognizant of, everything to be able to really experience something. I've done a whole lot of detoxing and cleansing, fasting pretty regularly. So my experience was a little, I would say, I didn't even realize the changes that were happening, if you will. First, I would say just really increased creativity and focus. I experienced, well, I guess I've chosen to experience just like burnout, overwhelmed, just having a lot on my plate. But when I wake up to do it now, it's just kind of like, okay, let me practice time management. Let me just kind of organize myself, get it together. We have the retreat coming up and we had some things we needed to turn in. And the beginning of the week, I'm like, how am I going to make this happen? And then by, Wednesday, I was like, typing my whole speech out, like really in advance. So definitely noticed a lot of focus in that area. Like the other coaches have said, increased energy and just kind of elevated mood. And one thing that stood out for me in particular is I practice hot yoga about 3 days a week. And it is a very, intense practice. If you've ever experienced it, it's like about 90 to 97 degrees in the studio. There's a lot of different, poses you do. And it's been about 5 months for me consistently. But this past week, I am able to do these poses and hold these poses, and I am just surprising myself. So I can definitely say it has helped with my flexibility in an extremely noticeable way in a really short amount of time. Because like I said, I've been practicing like 5 months consistently. So, and I look forward to also my skin. I have definitely noticed an improvement. Someone the other day asked me like, "Oh, are you fasting?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not," because sometimes with fasting, you can notice a change in your skin, but I'm not, actively fasting at the moment, but I definitely can see just like a really healthy glow of my skin. So more to come. Thanks.
More to come. And that's another thing we're noticing is, and this is very important. Um, you have to be mindful of your body. You have to be very, very mindful because you can miss small details. Like someone might get better sleep and think, well, it only gave me better sleep. Over time, that better sleep is going to translate into more energy, clarity of mind. Um, you're going to it's going to be a preventative measure as well. You guys got to think about how we get older and we have these micro traumas every day, and you're really moving towards death every day. But the whole point of us fasting is to rejuvenate the system. And I did want to say, when it comes to stem cell production, and I'm very excited about incorporating this into our challenges because with fasting it does increase stem cell production. So now we have an opportunity to potentially get even more out of what we're doing, which I'm just so excited to test with you all. So I want to give Queen Vonnie an opportunity to come and talk about her experience, because I think her experience has been really, really incredible. And then John will come finally like closes out. So can you unmute yourself, or do I need to do it for you?
I think she's unmuted.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. So, my video's not working. That's the problem. Do
We
you
can
need to?
see you.
Oh, you
I mean,
can't see me.
yeah, you could just click it or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay, it's okay. So, hey everyone. So I have been using the patches for 2 weeks now. And since 2022, I started to experience like some severe nervous system issues, like I would have twitching in my face. My face went numb completely before. The whole left side of my face went numb. My right foot was like dead, completely numb. I would feel muscle spasms under like in my stomach area. Um, um, yeah, and my cognitive thinking was terrible. I couldn't remember anything. I was losing my memory. Um, and yeah, I was exhausted all the time. It didn't matter how much sleep I would get, I would still be tired. Um, and I wasn't fasting. I completely fell off. Like if anybody remembers me from 2017, like I look a little thicker now, yeah, because I completely fell off. So I just did this so that I could show y'all you can bounce back, that's all. So but no, seriously. So I had been experiencing like some severe like issues. So my hair started falling out, like yeah. So I didn't know what was going on, but so Chris introduced me to the patches, and the very first day that I put the patch on, so it's the copper peptide, I think is what it's called. The first day that I put it on, within the first 3 minutes of putting it on, I could taste the copper in my mouth. And I got a little scared because like I'm a worry route, so worry route warts. So I like freaked out and I immediately took the patch off. And then once I took the patch off, the taste went away. And then I just did further research on like what could cause that taste in my mouth, like a metallic taste in my mouth. And I found out that certain vitamins and medicines that you take, you can taste it in your mouth. If so, that let me know that the patch actually is working. And Chris was very upset because I told him like, yeah, so I took the patch off, and he's just like, why would you do that? It was working. And I was just like, I'm sorry, I got scared. But yeah, so I took it off. So then the next day I actually wore the patch for the entire day. I went and watched like 17 testimonials, and people who were having similar like issues that I was having were seeing results like super fast. So the very first full 12 hours that I put the patch on, I noticed that the feeling in my right foot was coming back just off of the first 12 hours of the patch. And also that metallic-y taste that I felt the very first time that I put the patch on, it didn't come back, and it hasn't been back since. But so yeah, it's that's one thing that is major for me, like being able to feel, utilize all of the senses that we're supposed to have. And then having them and then losing them, it's kind of scary. It's very scary. So I got feeling back in my right foot, my toes. I'm walking better. I don't know if anybody has experienced neuropathy before, but it's not fun. It's very uncomfortable, and it's scary because you don't understand what's going on. You're like, you don't feel like yourself, you know. And having that a constant sensation of not like your normalcy has changed, like it could put you in an irritated state all the time. So another thing that I noticed is like my mood has been so much better since using the patches. Like I asked my roommate, like, hey, have you noticed since you've been on the patches, like, have you noticed your mood has changed? Like, and it's like, they're like, yeah, actually I have noticed. And I'm just like, yeah, me too. So let's continue to start. Let's keep working. Come on. Like, I don't know. Like my mood has just been so much better. Like I'm starting to feel like myself. I'm wanting to take better care of myself because I'm mentally in a better space. And like someone had asked, like, does it help with memory? Yeah, like I'm able to remember things that I did years ago that I completely couldn't remember before. Like, and it would frustrate me because I'm just like, I can't remember, and it would make me upset, and that's scary because like dementia and stuff like is in my family, so I got afraid, but so yeah, it's helping with my memory, my cognitive thinking. Also, Sarah had mentioned dreams. Like literally every single day I have a dream. Every day. Like I had one of the best dreams I've ever had in my life 2 days ago. Not gonna tell you what it was about. But it's an amazing dream. Okay. My skin has definitely gotten softer. Like so much softer. And yeah, like those are so far, like those are the things that I've noticed. Also, like I don't for anyone, sorry, I know I'm a little long-winded. For those of you who know, like that I was diagnosed with PCOS in 2015, and that has been a constant thing that I've been working on. And when I was fasting and I lost 140 pounds, like my cycle was regular, everything was good. Like I started doing little other things to like break up the cysts, and they were coming out and everything. But then I started gaining all this weight because I fell back into a depression because of everything that was going on with my body. So I took the patch, and then my cycle was like 6 days late, and I was freaking out like, hold on now, am I pregnant? But I'm not pregnant. I know I wasn't pregnant, but it was just weird. Like that was something that I noticed. But for the research, and I was talking to Chris, and I'm talking to other women that I know who are on the patch, they also said like, yeah, like it kind of reset their cycle as well. Like it was so much lighter. Like the first 2 days were regular. Sorry if this is TMI for the guys. I know you probably don't want to hear this, but the women, like, so for as far as my hormones, like the first 2 days they were like your typical 2 days, but I'm a 5 to 6 type of girl. No, my cycle was 4 days. Like, and the last 2 days, like I couldn't really, it didn't really impact my life like it would before. So I haven't done anything different except add the patches to my life. So I would honestly have to say like the patches are helping to stabilize my hormones as well. I don't know, but that's the only thing that I've done differently. So trying to think if there anything else that, yeah, so the memory, cognitive thinking, also like it does something to the brain. So they did research on it, and after like 6 weeks of using the patches, the brain just totally started to heal itself. And then after 9 weeks of using the patches, the brain, it was so like, y'all, I'm excited, so I'm stuttering, but this is an amazing like creation. So yeah, okay, that's it. That's all I have.
Thank you, Siobhan. Hey, listen, we appreciate that. I think that your testimonial is really impactful because, you know, you're bringing a a different perspective. I know when it comes to women and their cycles, hearing that it improves the cycle, that's always good news. So, we appreciate that. It's not TMI for us. We all here to learn and help. Um,
Okay.
so I'm going to go ahead, pass the mic over to John because Siobhan's experience was incredible. John's had an incredible experience. John, take it away, man.
Yo, what up? All blessed. So listen, people, this thing is crazy. I got my notes here. I've taken notes up to this point, so it should be pretty streamlined. But as you all know, or maybe you don't know, I'm a disabled combat veteran from U.S. Army. So a lot of my things, they kind of stem from that. So just as context, the first thing was the insomnia. I suffer from chronic insomnia. So I'm up until the wee hours of the morning all the time, regularly. And so the first night I put the patches on, I went to sleep. And then when I went to sleep, I noticed that I only woke up that one time, and that was in the morning. So when I got up, I was just like, wait, I only woke up. I'm just now awake. I'm up. So I slept real good. And I slept real good. And then instead of sitting in the bed for an hour just trying to get up and get moving, I just got up. And I was like, this was like the first day for me. So I was sold at that point that it didn't take, that was literally within the first 12 hours. And I got my stuff because I needed that. I knew I was sold. That was the first thing. And just that noticeable uptick in energy and my mood within this is the first week. Second week, there was an extremely noticeable mood elevation and excitement. Another thing that I deal with from my military experience is something that we call the flattened effect, which is essentially your ability to feel joy or passion or excitement. It's kind of everything is just kind of baseline. And oh, I'm going to a trip. I'm going to Belize. And I'm just like, I'm going to Belize. I'm so excited. And then years ago, it was just like my ex is just like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I'm just like, I'm going to Belize. I'm so excited. So I started to feel things again, which was immediately noticeable to me because it takes a lot for me to feel, to emote. So there was that. I had this feeling where I wanted to like play with toys, and I used to play with action figures when I was a boy, and I had this energy, and I was just like, I want some action figures. I want to play. I had all this energy, and I didn't know what to do with it because I've been so sans energy for so long. I've been speaking to different people, and I've heard that the energy in my voice, I guess the tonal resonance, that kind of, the excitement, it's in there. Whereas before it was just kind of like, yeah, I'm here, I'm doing my thing. Now I'm just like, so that was, and this was, week 2 that I started feeling that. I had this feeling like I wanted to start exercising again, and I actually had the energy to act on it. So it wasn't just a mental desire, it was desire and drive and, oh, okay, let me go do it. That's where all that energy, like wanting to play with action figures. I'm 36, by the way. It's okay. I'm going to be a boy forever. I don't care. My heart's going to be boy heart, young man, video games, cartoons. I don't care. So anyway, the next thing I tried during this second week was I took the patch and I put it on my leg. I've got knee pain, and I have knee pain from 2 different things. I have knee pain because of my hamstrings and where they connect to move the leg, to flex the knee. And I have knee pain because when I sit cross-legged like I am now, there's like a force that kind of like pushes on the knee. It's like a sharp, like a poke you in the knee type of pain. So I noticed when I put the patch on different parts of my knee, first of all, the pain started to reduce very, very quickly, 10 seconds. It was amazing. And then when I took the patch off, it kind of held that less pain state, which was amazing. And then when I put the patch in the other, on the side of my knee where that sharp pain is, I could sit cross-legged and that pain reduced. And even now, like this is, a couple of weeks ago, but even when I'm not wearing the patch during my off cycle, like I can still feel the knee is a lot more stable at the joint, and the pain is significantly less. And so yeah, let's continue. Oh yeah, some of these patches, it's just like I would sleep and then I maybe not get enough sleep, or like that feeling where you need like maybe an hour or two or an hour and a half more. I put like the energy patch on and I felt like, oh, natural coffee, I'm just good to go. That pain, not pain, but the heaviness behind my eyes just went away. I was just like, oh, never mind, I'm good. I got patch sleep on. So I'm good. And that was just one of those other things that, and obviously with chronic insomnia, the whole rest thing it's difficult. So I have these little wafers that just help me with that. So now moving on into week 3. Okay. Another thing is, you guys know that I was diabetic and stuff years ago, and there was issues that I suffered from because of diabetes. And I think there's been residual stuff, although the number and all the sugar stuff is whatever, but there's been other issues. And there has been a vast improvement in my sexual health. You know me, I kind of don't got no filter. It's important for me to say these things because not everybody's going to talk about it. Not everybody's going to be able to like get out their ego and all the embarrassment. I really don't care, because if I don't say it, then how many men will maybe not hear this? So to put it in a word, it was hard for me to maintain, to maintain my sexual strength to do what it needs to do. And that was one of those things. It's like I couldn't enjoy my sexual appetite, my health. And I noticed that there was a massive increase in blood flow, which made it extremely simple to enjoy being a sexual human being, sexual creature. So this was, oh yeah, beginning of week 3, but really going into week 2. I learned that I had a little congenital heart issue, not enough to like cause anything major, but enough to make basic things much more difficult, like, being a sexual creature. That was absolutely phenomenal for me, because I mean, obviously I've been having those type of issues since I was 27, and the diabetes was a major factor in that. And although I fixed that, there was this, like I said, this kind of residual damage, this residual decrease in my strength and my health. So that was a major thing. I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal. So obviously I have to share that. It can't be one of those things. I noticed like a detox. There was this mucus that was detoxing from the phallus for that morning, and I knew that's what it was, because it looked like, when you were a child and you go to sleep and you would wake up and you have that crust in your eyes, that sleep. That's exactly what it looked like, except on my sex organs. And I was just like, what? That's crazy. And I didn't freak out because I know what it was. I'm not new to like detox symptoms and that sort of thing. But again, I'm saying it because if you experience something like this, I need you to be settled and to know that you are okay. It's not anything that you need to be worried about, but these things could happen. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This was that Friday, the 26th of July. Okay, I was feeling a little bit unwell at the movies one day, and I noticing that I was detoxing really heavily, and I just rested and stuff, and I was fine. But like that detox process it's happening. Like I drink my water and all those things, but the detox process will happen. So even if you have moments where you don't feel that great, or you feel sleepy or whatever, just your body is healing itself, and when it's healing, dealing with inflammation has been the thing for me. I've had a lot of inflammation. That's why I have all these different pains and that sort of thing, because that's what that does when you have excess inflammation. And so my body's been expelling that, as you know, with the examples that I gave previously. Let's see. Oh, there was this bump that I had because I had this well, the mucus again in that sexual region area, and I was just like, I could see the mucus like swelling up, and it was going to pop, and I said it's going to in the next day or two, it's going to pop and like release, and I woke up the next morning and that's exactly what happened. And I was just like, wow, okay. Again, I'm not freaked out because I've certain things I've been dealing with for a while. I don't know where they came from, but it's just important to kind of share that again. So don't get freaked out if you have stuff leaking out of you. Also, I've had this, it's a nodule. It's like a little, like a calcium. It's under the skin. And when I would palpate, because I'm a massage therapist, so when I would palpate, sometimes I feel this pressure behind my right eye, and I would do stuff like this to help, release the muscles, because that maybe my muscles are tight and it's pulling, and that's causing my eye to be super tight. And when I would do like this, I would feel this pop, and this pain radiation would, throughout my head, maybe 4 or 5 inches in diameter on my head, and it would pop, and it would sting. And I noticed that at first I couldn't find it. Like I couldn't find it. So I thought it disappeared totally. But I'd say the reduction in that is 50-60% at this point. Sometimes I can't even find it. So that whatever that thing is under my skin is decreasing, it's going away. So I was like, okay, cool. That's another thing. And I think for now, so this is the 4th week going into the 5th week on Wednesday for me. Somebody had a question about how long, so I've been using them for about 5 weeks here on Wednesday. And let me see, like the energy. I went to the gym and I was just like, oh my gosh, I felt good in the gym. Yeah, that was nice. But like I said, the pain with different stuff. And I'm just going to continue. And obviously, the scientists that we trying all kind of stuff to see what's what. So yeah, that's pretty much mine for now.
Well, that was a roller coaster ride. If you guys remember, if any of you all were in the first challenge that John joined, you could literally just look at the video you could look at that video or think about his demeanor during that and look at it now, and you'll just see the contrast. And this is what we're talking about as far as like the raising the vibration. Candace, I see that you're in here. I don't know if you wanted to come on and just speak briefly about your experience with the patches. Stephen mentioned to me that you wanted to, that you had a testimonial as well. So I'm just going to give you a few minutes if you wanted to talk about it.
Sure. Hey, everybody. Good evening, fam. It's always good to be with you. I have been using the patches for about 2 months now and have had incredible results. My mobility is increased. My flexibility is increased. My mood is great. My sleep is much deeper. And I've only just begun. And what I've learned is we recommend that anybody using the patches focus on understanding, like with antibiotics, as Chris mentioned, the doctor tells you to take your antibiotics for 7 days. You don't stop taking them when they tell you that. So you really want to commit to staying on the patches for at least 90 days to get an experience, but ideally 1 month for every decade that you've been alive, because that really allows your body to do the repair and rejuvenation that it needs to do. The patches are amazing. I highly recommend them. And I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So she's obviously not one of the coaches, just one of the members of the community that got a hold of the patches, used them. You guys already know what it is. Like, I wouldn't bring it to you if I didn't have a genuine experience. I think we're way past that. We know that the patches work at this point. It's really just about just getting yourself a sleeve and or 3, or If you're 70, get 7 sleeves, you know what I mean? And see what they're gonna do for you. Sierra, I'm gonna kick it back to you if you're still I think you still got a little bit more in your slide. I see y'all's questions down there in the chat. We are going to get to questions. We're actually going to do breakout sessions, and we're going to go into smaller groups so we can answer your questions and everything like that. So I don't want you guys to think that we're ignoring the questions down there.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on a couple of questions that were there though. So I'm glad people were talking about their detoxing testimonial, because sometimes you do experience some light detoxing. And what we say is to just reduce, instead of going for 12 hours your first time, reduce it to 6 your first day, and then do 8, and then do 10, and build it up. But continue to have that 12 hours of waiting and the resting and the rejuvenating. So if you do experience a little bit of detox, that's it. And I think somebody put in the chat, it's a non-transdermal patch. So it's not going to have any, there's nothing that's not going to work with if you're on any other medications. It's totally fine. There's been lots of questions about hormones. It's going to work to balance your hormones. So that's there. There was a question about cancer, so I did want to touch on what we say. The only time we don't recommend to use the patches is you're currently in chemotherapy, or if you had a organ transplant. I forgot the word organ there for a second. Organ transplant, and you're on transplant medications, because we don't want the patch to detox out those medicines. So it's the only time we say don't use it, and it's only active. And there was a question about pregnancies as well. When it comes to pregnancy, it's totally personal choice, because no company is going to do studies on pregnant women. So what we recommend is have the mother and father search elevated GHK copper peptide with pregnancies and make their own informed decision on that point. So I think that touched a lot of the questions that were there. In terms of the people asking for very specific, is it going to work on this and this and this? It's all going to be dependent on when you try it. You know, we know it's going to, but when you're going to experience that, we don't know. That's the part where your body has its own little black box that's going to tell it what to work on first. So I think that was most of that. I had one more slide that I was going to pull up that's about more of the long-term results, which is perfect timing because you guys have been on it for a very short period of time, but we do also have long-term studies. So within our first few days, we know our genes begin to reset. Within 6 weeks, you know, you guys were talking about already starting to experience some of this. Your brain starts to become balanced. So that's when you'll have like the lowering of depression, the PTSD symptoms, anxiety. That's when that stage really starts to happen, is 6 weeks. Of course, it can happen earlier, but clinical studies, this is what they say. And around that 3-month mark is when the collagen, so your hair and your nails and your skin and the collagen in your body, like in your skeletal system as well. So your joints will start to feel better and stuff. And then with the 6 months is when you see it more in the vascular system. And we have this quote in here from a study. It says recent study, it's last year's study. 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by 8 years after using the patch for 6 months, which is crazy. So David Schmidt, he's like, this is age reversing. We're not just stopping the aging process, we're reversing it through the patches. So I wanted to definitely bring up this slide afterwards. And from here, I was going to go a little bit into more of the business building and the compensation plan side, if that sounds good with you, Chris.
Yeah, so I wanted to allow Sierra to also talk about, because I know I've seen people talking about, oh, these sound great, how much do they cost, blah, blah, blah. So we always want to make sure to give you guys an opportunity, if there is one available, to either reduce the cost of the patches through sharing it, or if you guys are looking to, you know, earn some extra income. So I wanted to go ahead and give you guys this opportunity just so that you're aware of it. And then if you want to learn more about it, we could talk, we kind of debrief in the breakout session. So this is why we're going to be kind of talking about some of the benefits of just referring people to the patches.
Yeah. So that's really what this is. It's a business of sharing, and it's sharing samples. So this next slide. So we created sample envelopes, which I thought it was great that Johnny, you had written down the dates of everything, because in part of our sample envelopes, we have a checklist for your health, and you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 as you every day you wear it and weeks, you get to actually make sure you're keeping track of what's going on. So I love that you were doing that on your phone, because that's exactly what we recommend, because these little things you may not notice, but over time they're compounding and they are so, so valuable. So the system that we've created is based off of these samples. So we call it 331, which is just patch 3 people a day, follow up with 3 people a day, and invite 1 to your business a day. Because we want this to be built in the nooks and crannies of your life. This is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So it's what thing can you do a little bit every day to continue to build your business? So we created this website called Build 331, and it takes you through the 9 steps of success, with starting with how to sample the product, what are things you can say, some videos, compensation plan, order form, all of that is within here. So when it comes to the compensation plan, there are 4 different ways to make money. I was just going to talk about 2 briefly today, and we can go more in depth in these breakout rooms afterwards. But this is a binary business. So binary means 2. So you're going to build a left team and a right team, and that's it. And the people you share this with, and if they want to enroll, they're building a left team and a right team. That's it. Doesn't get more complicated than that. And the sleeve, I lost where I put my sleeve. The sleeve of the X39 is it equal to volume in the tree. And once you reach a certain level of volume, you cycle and you make money on that. So this is maxed out in the comp plan at $25,000 a week in this one way that you can earn income. So it's absolutely through the roof, and all it comes with is sharing. And what people find a lot is they're feeling so good. Like, you guys are feeling so good, you can't help but open your mouth, and you want to share it with your best friend, and you want them to experience these benefits too. So it is a business that continues to go just based off of sharing and sampling the product, which is really great. And because it's only a left team and a right team, you are successful when the people you sponsor are successful, which means it's all about the team. It's about building each other up. It's about helping everybody reach their goals. And that is the best type of business there can ever be, is all about helping people in their health, in their wealth, and through this community effort. So that's only one of the ways you can make money is from the cycle bonus. And the other way I wanted to talk about was through the matching bonus, which is the generational match. So the person that you sign up in the business is considered your first generation. You're going to earn 25% of whatever their cycle bonus is. So if they make $25,000 and you sponsored them, you make like $6,000 off of that alone, you know? And that continues into your second generation and your third generation by making 20% off of those people. So your second generation would be the people you sponsor, who they sponsor. And then your third would be who that person sponsors. So that's how that would go. And here's the thing with this, there's no limit. There is absolutely no limit on how much money you can make from this level, from this bonus in the compensation plan. So we've got a $25,000 a week limit on the cycle bonus, but when it comes to the matching bonus, there's literally nothing. So it's just about helping, sharing the product, and helping everybody feel better. You know, we talk about this, we want to reach 1 billion families because everybody needs this and they can only get it through us. There's no other way. Patented, remember? So with that, those were the 2 little things I was going to say. And then we've got the order form here, which are the 5 different enrollment options. And this is on the Build 331 website. And it's really great because they all have a 30-day money back guarantee. So you give somebody a sample, give them a couple of days, they get to try it out. And when they're ready to have more, they have a risk-free 30-day trial. So they can continue to have it and use it and experience those benefits and then continue to order from there. So we have the most popular options up at the top. Do I have a mouse on this? Yeah, up at the top here. We've got silver, gold, and diamond. And one thing one of the other leaders says, he's like, you can't start a shoe shop with no shoes. So when it comes to the business, you want to make sure you have enough for you to wear and use and enjoy every day, but also to share. So we never tell people you don't want to spend more than you can afford. Only do what you can afford, but do the most you can, really, so that you have it to be able to share to people. And then from this, to keep your volume in business, you have to stay on a monthly auto ship. So from here, if you are only sharing the business and you want to keep your points, then you can be on one sleeve. But if you want to max out that compensation plan, you have to be on 2 sleeves a month as the monthly subscription. You have to stay active. So that's kind of all I was really going to touch on the compensation plan here. And now I guess it would be time for the breakout rooms, unless you want to throw it back to you, Chris. Like
All right. Yeah, no, that's good. So I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to hear that, because my recommendation is to, I think Candace mentioned it earlier, 3 patches, 3 months worth, and they have an enrollment kit, a silver enrollment kit. It's $299. It's 3 months worth. You automatically get your link. So if you do decide that you're gonna if you have a good experience and you want to share it with your friends or family, it's already there. The AHA community is going to be supporting anybody who does decide to share, because I personally think that these patches are going to be a game changer for our community and for our family. We've already shared it with so many people, and it's touching lives of people that I don't even know. And I literally just started sharing these patches. So if you guys think that you're going to potentially share it, then I would say stay after, so we can do we'll talk a little bit more about it in the breakout sessions. If you guys want to just sign up now, you can sign up. I put the link in the chat, but I'll put the link down here again. You guys can sign up. And if you think that if you're ready and you just like, you know what, I trust the AHA team. I know they're genuine. I personally would get a silver enrollment kit. You get the patches for $99 each. Their retail, Sierra, for what, $149.95?
Yeah, that's the retail price. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so the retail is $149.95. You can get a discount if you do auto ship and become a preferred customer, right? So they'll get it for $99.
Yes, as a customer, as a preferred customer, you could get it for $99, but you have to stay on auto ship.
Right. So I mean, listen, you guys, I just want you guys to try these patches. And then I want you to give us your testimonial and tell us what your experience has been. I think that we're going to be able to help a lot of people. We can use these patches with fasting. We've already been doing it. It's going to enhance everything we do, our lifestyle, the way we eat, the way we think, our mindfulness around food. So I'm just extremely excited for you guys to get your hands on it and then start telling me what you're experiencing. So like I said, put the link in the chat. We are going to break up into smaller segments so that maybe if you guys have some more specific questions and things, we can get that answered for you. I'm going to have several of the coaches running the breakout rooms. And then if you guys need the link to sign up, the coaches in the room will give you that link as well. So that's the main presentation. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for, and also if you do decide to get the lifewave patches, because I saw somebody was, I guess, already on the website. If you guys would do us the favor of giving us credit for at least introducing you, you could do a healthy alternative, which is the brand's referral code, and all the coaches also have referral codes as well. So I'm just asking you guys, if you would not just go and purchase directly from lifewave. If you give us the credit, we'd appreciate that.
They actually can't. Customer service they won't be able to order. They'd have to come back to a distributor to order. So they have to order.
Okay, so there you go.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put us in these.
Let me add something real quick, because there are folks that are just going to go to the link, and I see, and there was a question about how long. We suggest at least 90 days, like plan for at least 90 days so you can start seeing and feeling. So whatever that means, if you're getting the patches monthly, get the subscription so you can drop that price down to $99 and then plan for 90 days, or like Chris mentioned, grab the silver enrollment so you can plan that way at silver or higher. So it could just be best. And then if you plan on using it with your family or anything, just thinking about how many people you have in your family. It's a 30-day supply in the X39. So think about how many people are in your family and how many you may need. And though with those enrollments, those enrollment kits going from silver and above, so that you can have what you need in-house. They go pretty quick the more that you use them and share them with your friends and family. So think of 90 days so you can give yourself an opportunity to really feel it and see it. And then, of course, take in consideration how many people just in your household that will be using it. But if you have more questions like that, join a breakout session we're about to get into. I just wanted to say that for the people that are clicking the link ready to go right now. 90 days, plan for, get your monthly subscription 3 months in and see how that works for you.
Right. So when you guys click the link, you're going to have the option to either go to join if you want to get an enrollment kit, or you could just go to, like, I guess, shop and, you know, purchase a sleeve.
As much, trying not to walk as much as I limit amount of walking as I can. And, since I work from home, which is grateful, I don't have to walk or go anywhere. And so keeping that pressure off of my knee was, it's a tough thing, because going to the grocery store or, just doing things like I like to go to the gym. Like I like to do a lot of physical things, and I've been hindered simply because of my knee. And now I've started using these, like these life patches or whatever. It's definitely, like, granted, I still feel like some discomfort, but it's been progressed. It's like, okay, let me test it out. But I don't want to like jump or anything, because there's still like a fear of like my leg giving out or something. I'm like, you know what? Let me fall back. let me let me allow myself to experience this without putting too much pressure on it, And I mean, real talk, man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. And it's only been something it's been a positive experience. And having that, like, it's just like, I don't know where that came from. I'm just like, I felt like it was a godsend, it's like I had this pain, I had this ailment I was just like, man, like, granted, I'm not like a dude that like gets depressed or anything like that, or if I deal with something or if I feel something, I'm just like, crap, because I like to run, I like to do stuff, I like to kick, I got a kicking bag in the garage. These are things that I actively like to do. And so I got upset. But now, since I've been taking this, I've been, I've been experiencing progress. So I'm not sure if anyone out there has knee issues or leg issues, but this is something that I've been, experiencing so far from mine. So that's my testimony. I didn't get to give it on the live thing, but that's my testimony as far as, going through this experience.
Hi, Mel, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if I'm on the site with the link, right? The silver enrollment for $299, that's just a one-time fee?
Yeah.
Chris. Yeah.
Yes.
It is just a one-time fee? Okay.
Yeah, the silver enrollment, it gives you 3 months, 90 days worth of X39. And that is in my opinion, that's my recommended amount, because we didn't mention this before, but at 3 months is when the collagen production kicks in. And so some of the anti-aging that you can visually see, hair, nails, skin wrinkles, things of that nature, that takes about 3 months for that to kick in, even though we are experiencing some of that up front. But there's a whole bunch of other benefits you get leading up to that as well. So that's kind of like, as Sierra mentioned, that's kind of like a great place to start, like 3 months. That also will give you the link to that'll
Set up a monthly.
Say that again.
Yeah, that's where it takes you to set up a monthly if you want to set it up right there. The
Yeah,
link.
you could do auto ship. Yep.
Okay.
And then
it was a little confusing, Chris, because I dropped it, and I'm so sorry.
You're
So
okay.
it has X39 and X49 performance bundle. Can you explain the difference again between 39 and 49? And my apologies for having you to re-speak about something you've already covered.
So there's probably like 11 different patches. We are talking about the X39 because
Gotcha.
all of the benefits that you get from the other patches are kind of built into the X39. The X49 is specific for performance, athletes, exercise, fitness. So you're going to be able to train harder. You're going to be able to get more out of your training. You're going to recover faster. The X39 covers all of those bases. The X49 just has more of an emphasis on, so I'm not going to say it's a waste, okay? I'm not going to tell you guys it's not a waste to use the other patches, but it becomes confusing trying to talk about all the different patches. It's way easier just to work with the X39.
Perfect. Thank you for that explanation. That's all
You're
for
welcome.
me.
You're welcome. Okay. Are you guys able to unmute Marquisha?
Yes. Hey,
Okay.
Chris.
Hey.
And my question is, so I'm not on any supplements right now, but I am interested. So I was kind of looking at the Root brand, and I'm on here for this, and other people have reached out to me with other products. And so I've been like a person that like I'm taking, these supplements, these vitamins every day, to now I'm like not taking anything. I'm just choosing to eat better. So I guess my question is, how do you, because I know you guys, use other products, for example, the Root brand and stuff like that. So how do you know, like, when you're using all these different products, that this is actually working, or is not a, like, how do you?
Oh, just like you're asking me personally.
Personally, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to take all these different things, and it's like, is this working, or is this one not working? Which one is best for me right now?
Right. So when this is why it takes me so long to test stuff, I have to discontinue doing certain things. Now, when it comes to the Root products, I've been using those for years. I know what the Root products do for me. So if I'm taking supplements and I'm very familiar with how they are, how they work, and I add something new, I know it was the new thing that did it. And so, but a lot of times I have to like, I won't do multiple new things at the same time. But what I will say is with these patches, they work because the stem cell production, the beauty of the patches is it's really close to fasting, the benefit that you get. Because and one of the reasons why we had trouble like noticing anything at first was because we don't have extreme inflammation. Fasting eliminates that, me and Steve specifically. So a lot of things don't really work for us because we don't have a lot of chronic issues. But the stem cells are always going to work to your benefit. And that's what fasting does. It increases stem cell production. There's also some other techniques for increasing stem cell production that we've talked about in the past. So it's kind of all going back to that. Obviously, the patches don't necessarily boost autophagy the way fasting does, but it does boost autophagy as well. But we're gonna use a combined approach. We're gonna be doing fasting. We're gonna do the patches to get a combined benefit. But you probably will notice something outstanding in one particular area or another, something new or different that you haven't noticed before. Most supplements aren't going to give you much benefit. The Root products definitely would. There's going to be some overlay. Like if you got the Root 0N, you probably wouldn't know if it's the patches or 0N, because the patches sometimes make me feel like I'm on 0N. But the big difference with 0N is 0N, you're going to take it within 15 minutes, it's hitting. Like with the patches, it's like some days I feel like I'm on 0N, some days I don't, because the patch is just helping your body. Oh, we still there? My computer's freaking out.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay. The patches just help the body increase stem cell production, and the body's going to choose what it's working on at a given particular time.
Thank you. That answered my question.
Okay, great. Shoot, I'm gonna see. My computer is freaking out. I've been having computer problems, y'all, for the past couple of days. So
We're getting you. We can see you and hear you clearly.
Okay, go ahead, Neem. I think Neem. I can't even really see the name. The computer's all messed up.
Yes, Nina. Hi.
Neem. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Well, first, really nice to connect with your group. I'm fairly new. I've been asking you questions and comments on YouTube, so I appreciate your answers there. And I have a history of success with water fasting, but I want to thank you for your instructions about dry fasting. It has been a complete game changer for me, specifically in terms of inflammation. And then I also was introduced to urine therapy some time back, but didn't really try it until your interview with, and I can't remember the young woman's name. I'm sorry. Well, not
Kelly
young,
Starr.
actually. Yeah, she's not even young, but she is young.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She's
Like, so
amazing.
she sold me, and I added that with the rolling dry fast, but only on the days that I'm rehydrating with water. And it's like a miracle. I
Mhm.
mean, I have had a knee injury issue for about 30 years. I'm in my 50s, and I've had this knee injury issue for about 30 years. And the dry fasting I noticed helped, but when I added the urine, the UT on the days I was doing the water rehydrating, I mean, it's I won't say it's like a new knee, but I just don't have to think about my knee in the way that I did before. So, I mean, I'm just, you're a blessing. Your community is an absolute blessing to me. So my question is, how do I incorporate these patches? Because I am having incredible success with the water fasting and dry fasting and UT. And is this something that is going to add another layer to that? Or like, how do you add in or combine these sorts of things?
So the beauty of it is that the patches mesh seamlessly into everything we're already doing. That's why I really like it. So if you're doing okay, I'm glad you brought up urine therapy because I didn't want to bring it up. People get freaked out. But if you're doing
I
urine
know
therapy,
it's difficult for me to talk about it, so I don't talk about it. But then when someone asks me, you know, because I do look very young, and people ask me, and then I just sort of broach it with them then, and then their mouths drop, and then they
right,
can say, okay, well, so if you're getting those kind of results, tell me about it.
right. So stem cell production increases dramatically with urine therapy. And so, and of course, that's how you're getting the stem cells, right? Through the urine. People don't know that you have the stem cells in your urine. So, with the patches, once again, it would just enhance. You can use it with dry fasting, which typically we can't use supplements with dry fasting because it's there's nothing going into the body except for light, which it's no different from you going out and maybe doing like some sunning or something like that, like sunning and grounding.
Mm.
So it's extremely natural, and it's meshes seamlessly into everything we're doing. There's really no just 12 hours on, right, with the patch. 12. Now, what I will say is with dry fasting, because you're not drinking water, I probably wouldn't recommend it with dry fasting. So I will say that because you have to
Oh.
drink.
Hmm.
You got to be drinking. But if you're doing urine therapy, you could do it with urine therapy. Um, but just on the
I
days,
don't do I don't do the urine therapy during the dry fast days, though.
okay. Yeah, so on the dry fast days, I wouldn't use them. And the reason why is because it detoxes you. It's just, like it's gonna me and Shell were talking earlier. She was like, Chris, have you noticed extra body odor? I'm like, yeah, because we don't use deodorant anymore. We stopped using deodorant years ago. I don't need it. But I noticed that the patches are causing a deeper detoxification. And it's not like
Wow.
crazy, but I'm noticing, yeah, I gotta, wipe under my arms every once in a while if I go outside or something like that. So you want that
Wow.
water to lubricate your system and move that stuff out.
Got you. Got you. I don't use deodorant either, and I haven't noticed the body odor issue with the modalities I'm using, so that's good to know. I am interested in trying the patches. So this is also, I don't know if anyone else is interested in this, but this is also an income opportunity that you're presenting.
Yes, and I did that for a couple different reasons. Number one, what I've noticed is when I share the patch with people, I shared the patch with Shell. Shell shared the patches with one of her mom's friends. Her mom friend had a great result, and then all of her mom's sister and someone else from her mom's friend group, they all wanted it, and then her mom wanted it, and we're like, well, you should just get a ambassador kit because then you can get credit. Why not? They're going to purchase anyway. Someone's got to get credit. Might as well be you. So people think, I don't want to sell anything. You don't have to. Just sample them the patches, and they'll be like, yo, where can I buy these? You know?
Wow.
So and we're gonna talk more about it, but as a community, we're gonna be helping everybody who decides to become a brand partner. We're gonna help you guys as well because we want you guys to be successful, and I think that we could do something really incredible with this company.